Hello everyone, thanks for joining me, and what a day we've scored. The high country north of Toowoomba is some of Queensland's most fertile, and many families out this way make their living from the land. Some of them are kind enough to also show visitors around. And a little later in the show, I'll be getting a farmhouse experience and the grand tour. Also coming up today, it's apple and grape time on the Granite Belt.
Who would have thought that making wine was so much fun?
And the chance to win a trip to Kingfisher Bay Resort.
It is easy to see why this is one of Fraser's beauty spots.
Here's Bridget to get things started.
There is something charming about taking the road less travelled. You get to discover new places and meet new faces. Today's journey isn't exactly off the beaten track. Instead, I'll be taking what some people might call a strange trail. The Strange Bird Wine Trail showcases the Granite Belt's alternative wine varieties. There are over 20 wineries along the trail, producing wines you may have never known existed. It's a chance to sip some Sylvanet or taste a Tempranillo. I'm sampling only a fraction of what the Strange Bird Trail has to offer, with my first stop bringing me to Richmill Estate.
This is where all the excitement happens.
The estate's winemaker, Peter McGlashan, came up with the Strange Bird concept 10 years ago.
It's all about Granite Belt alternative wine, and it's really designed to be an educational trail for the adventurous wine lover. An alternative variety is an emerging variety, so a grape variety that has been around for thousands of years, but is only just now becoming into the awareness of the wine drinking public.
To be classed as a strange bird, the fruit has to be 100% locally grown.
The Granite Belt is very diverse in its grape varieties and the people who grow them and the wine styles that are made.
Sounds like a strange drop is worth a sample, especially Peter's award-winning Saperavi. It is a wow wine. Hang on, it's still wowing me. Saperavi. Goodness gracious. There is a whole world out there that I don't know about in wines. No stranger to Pete Saperavi is the estate's owner, Martin Cooper.
Well, nice on the tongue.
The pair have been working together for 13 years. I feel like you two together really are a couple of strange birds in yourselves.
Probably. I've been called worse. We try to do something different every year, something better, and it just keeps that fun and excitement, see what the end result is.
So why does this area have so many different varieties?
Oh, I think a lot of it's because the industry winemakers are quite young, and I think they're out for adventure. They're not scared to try something new, and that's important. Otherwise, all we'd have is Chardonnay, Cabernet and Shiraz.
Blazing a trail through the Granite Belt is Symphony Hills' Mike Hayes. He was named the 2017 Australian Winemaker of the Year.
It's an incredible feeling, but it's not just a win for me, it's a win for Queensland. And I think that's more important. People say, gee, it's really great for you and great for Symphony Hill, and it is. But I think what it's brought is our industry out of the dark ages, and we're competing with the best in Australia now, and they know, look out, the Granite Belt's here.
When you're crafting a wine, particularly an alternative variety, what is it that you're looking for?
I'm trying to capture the magic in the vineyard and put it in the bottle with minimal intervention. I think there's too many winemakers out there trying to fiddle with the wines instead of just letting Mother Nature take its course. So winemaking is really 90% viticulture. So if you get it right in the vineyard, it's quite easy. But most of all, I look to make wine for the consumer. That's what I want. Make people smile and be happy to drink our wine.
As well as putting smiles on people's dials, Mike is passing on his passion to future generations.
What we've done is we've developed a vineyard of the future project. So we're putting in 100 different grape varieties. As the climate changes, we'll have the varieties to be able to handle the climate. It's a great thing to be involved with, particularly with the young students who helped us. We had the high school students come along, they helped us plant the vineyard and they go and look after the vineyard, and that's what it's about. It's about the future of the industry.
If you're exploring the Strange Bird Trail, you'll want to make sure you have somewhere to call in for the night. The character-filled Briar Rose cottages are in Stanthorpe. The Silky Oak Cottage sleeps 2, or if you're travelling with friends or family, the Mulberry Cottage can sleep 4. If you'd like more information on the Strange Bird Wine Trail, as well as the wineries we visited today, head to our website.
This cup of tea is going to go down a treat. I'm sticking around Stanthorpe because tomorrow the town really puts on a show. Find out more after the break.
The town of Stanthorpe is situated in the heart of the Granite Belt, about 2 hours south of Toowoomba. Not only is the scenery a feast for the eyes, but the produce is top shelf too. In fact, there's a whole festival dedicated to it. Stanthorpe's Apple and Grape Festival is a celebration of the region's prized produce. It's not just the city centre that comes alive during festival time. About 10 minutes out of town is Sutton's, where visitors flock to taste some of Stanthorpe's most sumptuous apples.
And I can't think of a better way to sample apples than homemade apple pie.
This isn't any old apple pie either.
Okay, I think these look okay. We'll just pop them in here.
This special recipe has been in Roz's family for over 40 years.
Wow, Roz, that is a magnificent looking apple pie.
Looks terrific, doesn't it?
I have heard you are the queen of apple pies.
This year, Roz was asked to crown the 2018 Apple Pie Competition winner as part of the festivities.
We had some fabulous entries. It was quite difficult actually to judge them.
What are you looking for then when you judge an apple pie?
Okay, so when we look at an apple pie, we actually obviously see the pastry first, and you're looking for a nice, crisp, short pastry. And then when you cut the apple pie, you're looking at the apple that's inside. So you want nice, even pieces scattered throughout the pie filling. And then when you taste it, you want to taste those fresh Granite Belt apples.
I can't talk anymore. I just want to eat.
Keep going. Enjoy.
I have a feeling the kids at home will enjoy a slice of this too.
There you go, thank you.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness, I can tick off the apples. Now for the grapes.
Stanthorpe is known as Queensland's wine capital, with over 45 wineries in the region. Festival time is their chance to put their best drop forward.
Come and try a reserve Chardonnay.
Oh, if I have to.
The reserve Chardonnay is 2016. It comes from, it's a single vineyard, so it comes from our vineyard up at Cotton Vale. So you'll get some beautiful stone fruit on the nose.
Oh, I do love a Chardonnay.
And it's spent about 14 months on French oak, so you've got that lovely creaminess on the back of the palate.
That is divine.
The town is a hive of activity, which keeps returning festival president Greg Thuard hot on his feet.
Is everything going good?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your help. It's appreciated.
How long have you been involved with the festival?
Yeah, I'll say I was the youth chairman. That's how I came.
How long ago was that?
1975. So that's a long time.
It's a long time to get to
years.
president. 43 years you've been involved.
Yeah,
Wow.
exciting, isn't
What
it?
keeps you coming back?
Yeah, look, it's the community. It's the people here. Everybody says this community. It's just warm, it's embracing. It is. It's a welcoming area. And that's what I think we're so proud of here. We're so proud of the produce. It's a great place to come and relax and have a good time.
The Channel 7 Grand Parade is a highlight of the festival, and I'm right amongst the action. The streets of Stanthorpe turn into a true street carnival with colourful floats, marching bands, and the odd stilt walkers. But that's not where the fun ends. It's about to get a bit messy.
I have been roped into joining in one of the festival's main attractions, a grape crushing competition. Wish me luck.
The aim of the game is to see who can fill their bottle with grape juice first.
I'm not sure if this is going to be fun or war. Oh, yeah! Nice! This is quite fun. Woo-hoo. Dun, dun, dun. Go, girl!
a blast. If you want to get amongst the fun and festivities here in Stanthorpe, make sure you mark off the 2020 Apple and Grape Festival in your calendar. It's a biennial event, so there's plenty of time to plan ahead. For all the details, head to queenslandweekender.com.au.
Who would have thought that making wine was so much fun and so messy?
When we return from the break, Lee discovers Fraser Island's beauty spots in just one day.
If you're ever going to stop and have a dip, this is the place to have it.
Plus, your chance to win a holiday.
Fraser Island, the largest sand island on Earth. In a word, paradise. And imagine being able to experience it in just one day. The first thing you'll notice about Fraser Island, it's bigger than you've ever imagined and even more beautiful than you've been told. So, with limited time and family in tow, what better way to see it? Guests who stay at Fraser's Kingfisher Bay Resort can embark on the Beauty Spots Tour. A comfy bus takes you off-road to all of the island's most spectacular destinations. And it'll have you back at the resort in time for sunset drinks. Our guide today is Kingfisher's head ranger, Annie. So you've travelled around the place, but why do you think Fraser Island is so special?
You've got freshwater lakes. There's over 40 perch lakes like this one here on the island. You've got rainforests, you've got amazing sand dunes and sand blows. You've got freshwater streams. The water is so pure that you can drink this water. There's so many places and things to see here on the island. It's just not about a set of lakes.
Yeah, and it's so untouched as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so many areas that's still untouched.
Yeah. For many, Fraser's most stunning feature is Lake Mackenzie. Here, guests have about a half an hour to chill out, cool off and muck about. It is easy to see why this is one of Fraser's beauty spots. It's amazing. Another tour highlight is a bush walk through Fraser's lush rainforest and along the gorgeous Wongoolba Creek. This is the cleanest and freshest rainwater there is in the world. You have to trust me on that. Look how clean it is. This rain fell like 100 years ago and it filtered through the sands, and it is so pure and fresh that you can't actually see it. Looks like the leaves are floating in air. As it's a full-day tour, a buffet lunch is included at Yurong Beach Resort. Once we have refuelled, it's a fun ride up 75 Mile Beach to another eye-catching beauty spot, the famous SS Mahino.
This ship was originally built in 1902 and it was a luxury cruise liner. But at the start of the First World War, this ship was commissioned as a hospital ship, serving our Gallipoli soldiers. And then after the First World War, it went back as a cruise liner. In July in 1935, hit cyclonic weather and the ship got shipwrecked onto this spot here.
So now it's a beauty spot.
This is one of our beauty spots here on our beauty spot tour. So it is a beauty spot. For us, it's a lot of history and it makes us feel really good.
To end the tour, the folks at Kingfisher Bay Resort have arguably saved the best till last. Eli Creek is the largest freshwater creek on the island's eastern side. Think of it as a natural water park. Two fellow travellers who are loving today's tour are Sunny Coast locals, Liz and Cameron. Now, I have to ask, we've been to a few locations today. What's been your favourite?
Lake Mackenzie.
Lake Mackenzie?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Special place. What was it about it that just...
Pristine water.
Pristine water.
Temperature of the water's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no creepy crawlies.
There isn't. This is your first time. What's your overall impression of the place?
Look, the place is just lovely. It's so relaxing, the water's beautiful, food's good.
And it's only a couple of hours from home too, isn't
it? Exactly, 2.5 hours for us.
2.5 hours?
Yes.
Amazing. A day out on Kingfisher Bay Resort's Beauty Spots tour is a terrific way to experience the very best the island offers. And when combined with a night or two at the resort, you've got the ingredients for a holiday of a lifetime. Speaking of which, how would you like to win a trip for two at Kingfisher Bay Resort? All food, tours and accommodation will be taken care of.
I think I found my new favourite spot, mate. It is beautiful.
Plus, winners will get to hang out with Luke and Cody for the day at some of their favourite spots on Fraser. Jump on our Facebook page now for all the prize details and how to enter.
After the break, we meet a farmer who's all about us thinking ethically and staying connected to the food we eat. I think this qualifies as connected. Meet Fiona May, who's a proud advocate for Queensland growers from her farm in Peachy on the Great Dividing Range north of Toowoomba. It's called Paddock to Potager and it's open to the public. Not just to give us a taste of the country life, but to help us think and learn about the farming behind the food we eat. Hi. In Fiona's case, that's pastured pork. She raises Wessex saddleback pigs. So explain to me ethical farming.
Yeah, so I guess what we're doing is putting the animal in a space where they can just naturally be themselves. So a pig naturally digs, a pig needs space, it forages. So that's the sort of environment that we give them here. What we're doing here is obviously the best practice of how to rear an animal. So then people, you know, can see, I guess, the difference. One that has a name, one that was respected, one that was valued.
She's loving that.
She is. She's happy as a pig in mud over there, isn't she?
Families that come to Paddock to Potager are given a full tour, and that includes visits to all sorts of farmyard favourites. Why do we need to know where our food comes from?
I think people need to be more connected to their story. So people need to know the value of their food. They need to, I think, appreciate us growers. With time, with consumer demand, if we get enough of it, you'll see the big guys, like the big supermarkets and the chains, they'll be actually demanding these products. So then it heightens the demand for us smaller guys to be heard of and known and appreciated.
Okay, who wants to collect these eggs with me? Farmer Fiona says kids learn a lot from doing, so she encourages them to be hands-on.
More in my hand.
These chickens have been busy, haven't they? And Clarabelle the cow is part of the show and tell.
With her milk, we can turn it into cheese, we can turn it into cream, into butter, all these sorts of things, and that's what I want to teach children, but also their parents, because there's so much disconnect. If you give me your thumb like this, now just pretend that's her teat. What I tell the kids is that I squeeze and then I pull down the bottom.
Yep.
There we go.
Good girl. Oh, you made it look a lot easier than it is. Mum.
Come on. I'll have to give them some at the end. Here, goose. Here, goose.
As well as the tours, Fiona offers small group instructional lessons for all ages and some that are more suited to adults.
We run workshops that actually teach people how to dispatch their own chooks. So, you know, and then we have a really beautiful lunch that surrounds that, so then they can taste the difference of a heritage bird as opposed to something they would get that's quite commercialised or in a larger supermarket.
In case you were wondering, potager is a French word for kitchen garden. And in another workshop, Fiona uses hers to share ideas about growing food sustainably and without chemicals. As a beginner, what should I start with in terms of crops?
Oh, well, something easy, and it depends what season you're in, but tomatoes are always really easy to grow. You need warmer soil, though, for them. It's about companion planting, put your basil near your tomatoes, for example. So it's all those little tips that we give people.
Before leaving Fiona's farm, make sure to pop into her beautiful shop. Everything in here is from within the region, and she also puts together baskets of locally sourced gourmet goods. Of course, you can order her pork to try too. A visit to Paddock to Potager is a great incentive for travelling up the Toowoomba Range for the day, or an extended stay. You'll find a link to Fiona's various activities on our website. Queensland.com and Queensland Rail Travel have plenty of other destination ideas. And we want to know what you're up to. So share those holiday pics with @Queensland Weekender for your chance to appear on the show. And remember, you can keep up with all our travels on Instagram and Facebook. I can't wait to get home and show my son this picture of me on a tractor. He's going to be so jealous. Thanks for joining us in the country, and we can't wait to see you next week.